Welcome to Wisdom for Your Day. Every journey to success begins with a single step, and today we're looking at the specific strategies used to turn a massive industrial failure into a billion-dollar victory. This graph illustrates the reality of Goodyear's North American manufacturing segment in the years leading up to its turnaround. You can see the performance plummeting straight past the break-even point, bottoming out in a staggering $38 million deficit. Billy Ray Taylor began his career right here, at the absolute bottom of this massive, struggling industrial ecosystem. He wasn't an executive brought in to save the day. He was a frontline factory employee navigating these dark, cavernous corridors every single shift. His first challenge was a struggle for emotional intelligence, confronting corporate anonymity. In a failing plant with thousands of workers, it is easy to feel like a replaceable number. Taylor had to find a way to maintain his own sense of self-worth when the environment around him provided none. He also had to resist being defined by his surroundings. In toxic environments, peers often try to set a ceiling on what you can achieve. Taylor learned early on to ignore the critics and maintain his own internal confidence, regardless of the plant's culture. Surviving an adversarial environment like this requires mastering your own internal psychological baseline. You cannot effectively lead a team if you haven't first learned to regulate your own response to a failing system. As he moved toward leadership, Taylor had to overcome deficit thinking. In a plant paralyzed by the fear of layoffs, most people stop taking risks. He had to consciously break away from that scarcity mindset to focus on growth rather than just survival. He also developed the discipline to avoid micromanagement. It takes high emotional regulation to step back and let a team fight their own operational battles, trusting the process rather than intervening at the first sign of trouble. Navigating cultural inequities was another hurdle. As his role expanded across 22 different countries, he used high self-regulation to maneuver through global corporate diversity without losing his personal stability or clear sense of direction. He relied on a deep internal conviction throughout this climb. He often uses the metaphor of a bird sitting on a violently swaying branch. The bird is safe not because the branch is strong, but because it has final faith in its own wings. Developing this internal autonomy is what allows a worker to transition into management. By eliminating the fear of external instability, Taylor cleared the mental space necessary to stop reacting to the floor and start strategically directing it. When Taylor rose to North American Director of Operations, he rejected the idea of faking it until you make it. Instead, he advocated for modeling it, transparently demonstrating the standards and behaviors he expected from every level of the organization. This balance is the core of his methodology. On one side, we have the rigid process, the gear, and on the other, the people. He believes a leader must be hard on the process, but easy on the people. He put this into practice through extreme relationship building. He worked to align the executive suites with the frontline operators, creating a sense of corporate belonging that had been missing during the years of financial loss. He also used empathetic communication. By using relatable storytelling, he made complex lean manufacturing protocols feel non-threatening, turning rigid engineering frameworks into something every worker could engage with. His approach emphasized social awareness and inclusivity. He focused on creating spaces where diverse global employee segments felt recognized, ensuring the human element was never sidelined by technical requirements. This focus on empathy is what unlocks the hidden value of human capital. When workers feel valued rather than just utilized, they stop being passive laborers and start becoming proactive owners of their specific metrics. To sustain the turnaround, Taylor prioritized responsible decision-making. He set strict operational baselines that favored systemic integrity and long-term results over the short-term political gains that often tempt executive leadership. He maintained resilient self-management, viewing every operational setback purely as data. This growth mindset allowed the leadership team to refine their processes continuously without being derailed by individual failures. The results of this strategy are clear. This trend line shows the North American segment shifting from that initial $38 million loss to over $1 billion in profitability. While the spreadsheets track the money, the change started with the culture. By resolving long-standing union management conflicts and establishing psychological safety, Taylor removed the adversarial friction that had previously blocked every attempt at operational improvement. After leaving Goodyear, Taylor founded Linked XL to package these strategies into what he calls the connected business model. It's a framework designed to bridge the gap between high-level executive strategy and daily frontline execution. The first step in this model is clear ownership assignment. By defining exactly who owns what in a project, you lock in early accountability and ensure every team member knows how to protect their specific goals. Next is standardizing personal values. He encourages individuals to understand their own self-worth and personal standards before they ever step into a negotiation or a new leadership role. Third is visible recognition. Actively highlighting individual achievements isn't just about morale, it's about boosting the collective confidence of the entire team and increasing their baseline value to the organization. The fourth skill is building psychological safety. This means creating an environment where mistakes are treated as data-driven learning opportunities rather than personal failures that require punishment. Finally, he teaches how to cultivate a strategic vision. This empowers teams to build a purpose-driven roadmap that connects their daily actions directly to their long-term billion-dollar goals. No one succeeds alone. Today, let their journeys educate your choices. Their focus motivate your discipline, and their strategic soul inspire your purpose. You have the tools. Now apply them.